5 people who can kill King. Now, when it comes to 7 Deadly Sins, King has recently become one of these staples for the series simply because we know that recently, once he got the power of the Fairy King, he has become one of the strongest characters in the series. Yes, King has become one of the strongest characters in the series, and he's become a checkpoint for some of these strongest people. Yes, whenever people are talking about top tiers, one of the main people who they bring up now is King, and they like to compare everybody else to King and above because we know that King, he's reached a level where it's just unbelievable. So I definitely do have to do a video discussing the 5 people who I think could defeat King in battle, because King, he's become pretty OP, so this list will definitely be full of monsters. Now, coming in at number 1 is Bond, and this list is in no order. These are just 5 random people who I think could beat him, but number 1 is going to be Bond simply because we've seen what happened to him after he came back from the time skip. Yes, after he came back from the time skip in Purgatory, he was basically OP, and at this point, nobody can really touch Bond in the 7 Deadly Sins because King, he was looking like he was the top dog in the group up until Bond came back, and we know that Ban, he was able to go toe-to-toe with the Demon King Mellie Otis, and Ban and King and the other sins, they could even lay a hand on him. So that just goes to show you that the current Ban would wash the floor with the new King. Now, the next person I have to discuss is the original demon. Yes, the first sinner. Now, the reason why I'm bringing him up is because a lot of people, they like to use this fight to King's advantage. Like, some people, they'll say, oh, King was fighting miles away, having to fight off against multiple opponents. But, yo, the original demon was not even in his full power. Yes, we know he was a little bit weakened, and we also do know that he used his mode where he basically gains power rapidly, but his life loses basically life force rapidly too, and we saw that he wasn't really even focusing on King that fight. So I do believe that if the one demon did decide to attack King, King would be finished. And the third person I'm going to discuss is Gowther. Yes, Gowther is on this list simply because we know that him and King have some deep beef. Yes, these two, they've been beefing for a while now, ever since the whole situation with Diane after Gowther erased her memories. We know that King hasn't been too fond of Gowther after that, but don't get it twisted, because I still do think that Gowther, if he wanted to, he could still kill King, just because the difference in power is there, and we know that King still has some hostility towards him. So there definitely could be a moment where King does try to get big, and then Gowther, he could sit him back down. So number 3 on this list is definitely Gowther. Now, coming in at number 4 on this list is Zeldris. Now, this is also another person who was similar to the one demon, whereas we saw what happened when everybody ganged up on him and attacked him. Like, they stood their own against him, but how good would they do in a one-on-one battle against them? We saw what Zeldris was doing when he was fighting for the love of Gelda. Like, he even had Gowther pushed back. Like, he was pushing back against everybody. So I definitely do think that if King did take on Zeldris one-on-one and not jump him, it would definitely not end too well for King, even with his new fairy powers. And last but not least, I had to throw him up here. Yes, Mellie Otis is on this list simply because, number 1, this is kind of like King's, I guess you could say, rival within the group, because we see these two whenever it's time for like a big moment, they're always training together. We know that these guys are both the short ones of the group, so him and Mellie Otis, they do have a lot of similarities, but we do know that Demon King Mellie Otis, he is basically too strong for the Fairy King. And I do think that if these two did fight full power, Harley Quinn, we still haven't seen him at full power, but if these two did fight with their king powers, Mellie Otis would definitely show him why demons are superior to fairies. But that's basically it for the 5 people who I think can kill King. If there's anybody who I left off this list, make sure you guys tell me in the comment section down below. Leave a comment, because I like seeing the comments. Comment what you guys see down below. Subscribe if you haven't. Peace out.